are rats.
I'm the giant rat that makes all that
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I'm playing with Rat King Verminister. Rat King is all about rats. He is a rat. He makes rats if at the end of your turn something left under your control, and you can sacrifice rats at instant speed to return a creature from your graveyard and all other creatures that share a name with that creature to the battlefield tapped. Which of course means that you want to have a lot of creatures that all have the same name, which in this case is Rat Colony. That's right, this is a Rat Colony deck, and it's running a whole bunch of other rat support pieces, some of which we've had in Arena for a while, like Marrow, some of which are fairly new, like Chronicle of Victory, and some of them are old cards recently added, like Ashcoat, and new cards like Rat King Pale Piper. In this deck, we'll be getting lots and lots of rats in hand, using cards like Caramonyx and Gathering Stone, then casting them for cheap, because we can discount them with any of these cards, and rats upon rats upon rats upon rats. Your opponent cannot take them all down, and even if they do, you'll get another rat token. And if you have enough rats in your graveyard, you sacrifice 3 rats to bring every single rat colony back, including any rat colonies you sacrifice as part of the cost, because it doesn't need to target them, they just need to have the same name. So let's take the Rat King into the queue and see if we can rat out some decks. Ashling the Limitless. I have one of my rare removal spells in this hand, so I will be keeping this. Ashling is the sort of thing that you do need to get rid of, because once they start evoking things, and they can evoke anything for 4, any of their elementals, they will be making copies with haste, hitting you in the face, and it can be pretty scary to deal with. But she's a 2/3, so she dies to cut down, thankfully. I could also hit this Birds of Paradise here, but I think just the way my mana lines up, I'd rather kill the Ashling. I know, always bolt the bird, but I'm a weird aggro deck that has very limited removal, because every piece of removal is a rat I don't have access to. I was looking at more ways to just like freely discard rats to fill up my graveyard, and I feel like that's what I would really love in this deck. There's just not that many good options for it. Like, let me pay 2 mana, get a thing that's just like discard a card, give a thing -1/-1. Then bring them all back because you're a Rat King deck. Gotta get that red mana. How many rats is too many rats? No such thing. Deck need more rat. Deck need all rat. The more rat, the better rat. Here's Ashling. Hopefully not evoking anything here like a Fury. Or a Grief. Good! They didn't. I will chop Ashling. I think the Birds of Paradise would also keep them off 4, but this works too. I will not be triggering Verminister on this turn. I just don't have it. Alright. Yeah, there's a couple cards that let you discard for minor effects. Discard to equip. Some of them are like discard to become indestructible. There's a new elf that does that. Oh, exploration. Playing additional lands. Soon they'll just be able to play those elementals. I think Shroud Stomper is one of the scariest ones. Well, I wonder if they're thinking about it. I could flash out a Subtlety on this mana and have a legally not counterspell for my rat. Oh my god, they do have Grief! Okay, this is gonna blow your frickin' mind, dude. Guess what I have? Rats. Thank you for that. I appreciate it a lot, actually. Rat. Rat. Swinging in. You can prevent 6 damage or you can prevent 1 damage. If you prevent 1 damage... Well, shucks. Verminister is gonna grow. And I can sacrifice these rat colonies to bring this one back. they'll all be tapped, but why not? If you run 97 rats in your deck, you won't have enough lands. Probably. Maybe. I think I'm usually at 40 rats in my rat colony decks. I've gone up to 50 in some of them, and Verminister specifically wants you to have the most rats. Ooh, Rotten Mouth Viper! I have to sacrifice a non-land permanent card or discard a card. Yeah, okay. This is gonna blow your mind. Rat colony. And at instant speed, because this deck is nuts. Rats. Oh, nice 6/6 you got there. Rats. Do I just attack with everything? I think that's lethal. Yeah, in we go. Rat King in the Rat Colonies. Hit him with the rats, hit him with the rats. 1, 2. Get him. GG, Ashling. Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger, will be making me discard. And I got some easy cards to discard. Rat Colonies. I don't think I need third swamp here. Oh, but that would come in tapped. I guess I'll drop the... Drop a rat. I don't need this many rats. And then I can bring them all back later. That one gets exiled, though. Kroxa's cool. I feel like Rakdos discard can get pretty scary, especially if you don't have things to discard and you just end up getting burned. This also could just be Rakdos burn, since it does end up doing a lot of direct damage. Play Rat Colony, since I don't have a way to trigger Disappear here. Behold! The card that makes up about half of my deck. A rat. A good rat. Look at him. Look at how cute he is. Yeah, since I ended up getting a land, hitting the land probably would have been fine. I didn't know I'd get a land. Razorkin Needlehead will hurt me if I draw cards. Good news, I don't draw that many cards. I'm a rat colony deck. Ow, but I do draw some. One Verminister, and I'll swing in. I think they'll trade. And I'll get a fresh 1/1 and a +1/+1 counter. I'm gonna use Echoing Return just to put one rat colony back in my hand. That's not very exciting. Prismatic Vista helping fill up their graveyard for that future escape. Hi, Kroxa. Oh, somebody in chat bought a bunch of rat colonies back when they first got printed. Yeah, it was in Dominaria, and now, actually, because of this card getting printed, Rat Colony has spiked in price like crazy. So if you are a diehard rat lover, well, is a good commander for you, some Rat King. Unfortunately, with Rat Colony being so expensive, it kind of feels bad. Like, I don't want... With the Rat Colony, the Rat King himself is not that expensive, but Rat Colony is, and it's like, that's a bummer. But I think it's one of the most proxyable cards. I was telling people before that I think because the text on Rat Colony is relatively simple, and it's all the same, you could make a custom art and print like 50 proxy copies of your own personal Rat Colony and put whatever you want on it, as long as it's vaguely reminiscent of a rat. I think the best way to do it is make sure they all match, though, so people can clearly see how many rat colonies you have. You like this rat token? Yeah, me too. It's adorable. No, me Rat King! Get my Echoing Return. This is a great space for Kroxian. They're already able to escape. Alright, but then that'll be a 2-2. Okay, we're fine. See if they get a land here. And they know the card in my hand. Bitter Triumph. They use their blood, dropping Young Pyromancer. Huh. If they commit a crime, they can bring back this miner. They got Fancy Alt-Art Fury. Ooh, looking good. Looking real good. What rat would I put on my Alt-Art? So there's a card Rat out, which feels like it's directly referencing, what is it, like Eminem throwing a rat? Yeah, I think I would have Eminem throwing a rat on my token. Can I get that picture? Let's see. Eminem throwing a rat. It's usually like, whoa, plague be upon ye. Just want the image. There we go. This. Maybe make the background black so you can tell that it's like a black card. But yeah, I want this. Oh goodness, things are happening. I lose a life. Costs 3 to discard, right? They could very much escape Kroxa next turn. I'm paying 3 life. I will lose another 3 life to Kroxa. But if they don't give him haste, I'm still alive, and I can kill him with rats. They caught you off guard. Have you not seen that image before? If you look at the card Rat out of a guy throwing a rat. This one. This is what I imagine is kind of the same thing happening. Hold this for me. Quote, Eminem, not Totentan Stormpiper. I love how many weird rat guys we have in Magic now. They're pretty good. Okay, Gnawing Vermin. They get to choose who to mill. I had Gnawing Vermin in this deck at one point. I took it out. It's nice because it's a 1-drop, so, like, you can play it before your Rat Colonies or your Verministers. I'm swinging in. It's rat time. Rat o'clock. GG. Tasigur the Golden Fang. I don't have that much that's able to interact with Tasigur and his strategy, since I'm not really running graveyard things. Now, Tasigur is going to be all about filling up the graveyard, so you have a dirt cheap commander. Seriously, they can bring that thing down to 1 mana. Tasigur costing 1, and then either filling up the graveyard with that activated ability, just beaten down as a 4/5, or you can pod it. You can sacrifice it to cards like Neoform or Eldritch Abomination. I think, is that what it's called? That sounds right. And just, yeah. You can turn it into something way scarier because it's a 6 mana card that you only spent 1 mana on. I'm going to try to go for Verminister here. There's a good chance it gets killed, countered. Okay, countered it was. So unfortunately, I don't get the goods. That's all right. Backup plan, we just play rats. It looks like they didn't have a 3rd land. I guess that's good for me. I have a rat colony. Surprising nobody. A rat. Awaken the honored dead. The rat is dead. They'll mill themselves on the next turn. Makes it very easy to bring out Tasigur. Yes, you can use Rat King to entomb. You can play Rat King as not a rat's deck at all, because you can use it to mass reanimate rat colonies. That's what I'm doing. Or you can do it to bring out, like, Valgavoth or Arden. There's a lot of big, nasty things you can reanimate with Rat King. You thought I'd be at Paupergeddon this weekend? Oh, it's all the way in Italy. That's so far away. Whoa, what are you doing with that? What's this Dark Ritual for? You already got a 1-mana commander. I don't like this. I feel like something really scary is about to happen. Okay, they cast Tasigur for 1. They're tutoring. It's a useless card because all my creatures are black. So I'm gonna try to put 2 lands. Okay. Darn. I wanted them to take the face down. Rat. They'll be able to replay this though. In we go. Nice. Hitting for 10. They did not sacrifice Tasigur to the rats and, like, replay him for 1. Oh, I guess they didn't quite have that. They drop a land and bring back a land. Why'd you do that? Was that just for funnies? Yeah, it'd be cool if I could just, like, go play Pauper for a weekend. Pauper in Arena when, devs? I know you won't make any money on it, but when? Tiamat versus rats. It's going to be a whole lot of dragons, oftentimes a dragon combo deck. I will keep this hand. I like the Phyrexian Tower. It gives me a way to trigger Verminister. And I also would like to get a 3rd land in here, so I can just be like, rat colony, sacrifice, get double rat colonies, since I have an abundance of rat colonies and not enough of everything else. This Tiamat tutors for dragons and put them into your hand when she comes out. And some of those dragons are really good together. They could be purely dragons, which, I mean, they are already going crazy on right. They Dark Ritualed into a migration path there. That's rough for me. Just a little rough for me. I got a rat colony. Next turn, I will play a rat colony. Sacrifice the one I attack. Oh god, that's Terror of the Peaks already. I was hoping to get to attack with one, but that's fine. This maximizes my rat numbers. But Terror of the Peaks is going to just murder Rat King. Verdant Mastery. They are not paying the student cost. Next turn, Tiamat. And Tiamat will also deal 7 damage to a target of their choosing because they have a Terror of the Peaks. A rat. A rat. Swinging with my rat colony. Since I used a fetch land, Verminister will already trigger. I have 1 rat colony in the graveyard, so I can sacrifice if they target Rat King and they don't have a way to win here. I can sacrifice him in the 2 tokens to bring back that rat colony. Which might leave me with lethal next turn. They could also go for face. Let's see. Okay. I will grab that 1 rat colony. Actually, I sacrifice these. They come back. So that leaves me with more rats overall. They'll be tapped, but who cares? Move my commander to the command zone. Yes. Rats. Behold, my rats! I have abundance of rats. So they get to search up 5 dragons. They went with, ooh, Culligan, board wipe, but you don't have a 3rd mana for it, right? They would need black, black, and then that. Okay, but they do have a way to kill one of them. That's fine. Rat Colony. Rat Colony. Everybody in. They are all dying to that regent. So I don't think I play this one. That's me just trying to force through as much damage as I can. They'll need to do this for X equals 1. Because these are not dragons. They're rats. Eek! If only we could get you out. And then have more rats and bring them all back. Miriam is going to duplicate the dragons they play. This Ireni has, first of all, protection from my color, but also is a board wipe. They cast it, and they get to split the damage, so they are just going one by one down the line, killing all my creatures. They have 10. They can play it. They can play that. They could do this, that, or the anything. I'm gonna draw a card. Chronicles of Victory. Have a writ. It doesn't have haste. You have haste, though, right? Yes, and give haste. And also there would be 2 of you. Wait a minute. Culligan? I just recognized you do mean things to my sweet little guys. Oh, by the way, Hoarding Broodlord has like a combo chain in Brawl. I don't know if they're going for it, but they do have it. They should just kill me next turn. So I'm gonna show them my Chronicle of Victory. We shall write about the rats and their defeat of the Great Phyrexian War. And then they'll attack me with their 3 dragons. Oh, there's the combo piece. So Draco Genesis, by the way, that's not part of this like Broodlord combo. That's part of a Tiamat combo. With Draco Genesis, there is a way to just play Tiamat and tutor for dragons that win the game on the turn that they come out. So you can like make it so Terror of the Peaks or just a haste enabler, get enough damage, and then bam, death is imminent. Good game. That's too many dragons. Please attack me, especially because they all get doubled. Please don't search. You have lethal. I promise I only have 16 life. My hand is empty. I don't have the Black Fog card. I don't have the Black Fog card. I don't have the Black Fog card. Enjoy your life game, though. Yeah, the rats beat the Phyrexians. That's what it says. Chronicle of Victory. Those are rats. As it was written. It's a couple dragons. A little damage. The fact that they can tutor for a board wipe creature against rats, though, pretty good. What's this is done? It's almost there. Almost there. Almost. Yep, almost. GG, Tiamat. That's not Kefka. That's Purphoros. Purphoros deals damage whenever a creature enters the battlefield under their control, which quickly adds up to a ton of burn. You can increase the damage dealt with cards like Torbran and Ashenil, or you can just make a million goblins and then goblins it is. And then each goblin says, ooh, I don't even need to hit you. I just deal 2 to your face. By entering play, there's all of the like Rabble Master effects. Is this? Yeah, they went first. I was like, yep, there it goes. Deer Slicer Goblin. I will play my Verminister. Make myself a 1/1. A 1/1 which it might be trading into a Goblin. I mean, they can attack with this for free. If they have a land... No, they probably want to keep the Skirk Prospector around. It's really good mana if you are running the Goblins version of Purphoros. And I think they are, based on these two. Though I would put this in, like, any Purphoros deck. If you really want to run, like, pure Goblin Purphoros, though, just run Creep. Because she's a Goblin. Oh god, Bombardiers. Well, I don't have a way to deal with Bombardiers. Double blocking doesn't work because they're Bombardiers. They just throw this token, kill this, and they're gonna get another token. That's rough, buddy. I would need like 3 things all able to take out the Bombardier. I can play Bantu's. Piper's a slightly better blocker. So let's bring out Bantu's Monument. There's a little bit of drain on me attacking. Or sorry, not attacking, casting. It discounts all of these creatures by 1. It's all Gathering Stone, but like I've already discounted them. Less of a priority. Why is the card Mutant Town not a town? Because it wasn't from the Final Fantasy set. Not even throwing one at my face? Okay. Pack Rat. This does help me stabilize a tiny bit, which is nice. Rat Colony. Rat Colony. Rat Colony. Rat Colony. Have we seen Ashcoat in any games? No! Ashcoat is in the deck. It only has the Splinter art, but Ashcoat's in the deck. There are 40 Rat Colonies. 1 Ashcoat. We also have Maronar in the deck. Ooh, Maronar is so good at forcing damage in. Who would win between Goblins and Rats? I feel like Goblins eat rats. Ah, Krenko. At least it doesn't have haste. Oh, it's because they just get another one. Got a bolt. Rats get Menace. Verminister is a rat, so it's just going to increase the power on these. Everybody in! Piper to Swarm, not a rat. But plays very nicely with rats. Yes, please. They go to 2. And remember, if I play 2 creatures, I'm gonna get rat obliterated. That said, they have a ton of damage here. Attacking with Krenko, oh, nice. Attacking with Krenko gets them 4 more damage to my face. Ooh, Ardent, nice. They could throw the Ardent at my face. I think that would be the maximum amount of damage they're able to deal. Yeah, I would just make sure that this dies so I can cast it again. That's 1. Swing in. That's another. That's game. GG. Tifa Lockhart. I think you know what she does. She doubles her power with every landfall. And in a deck where you have a ton of early removal, she's not that scary. But in a deck like mine where we have just a smattering of kill spells, she can get out of hand and she's very, very hard to interact with. Especially because they oftentimes do have protective spells. But they might see my deck and be like, oh, this guy, this is a rat's deck. Okay, or they could have this. Because of the fact I just drew this cut down, I have the Fatal Push in hand. Sylvan Safekeeper, I need you gone. Because otherwise, I can't kill Tifa. An Emerald Medallion. Ah, I see your Emerald Medallion, and I meet you with a rat colony. A rat. A singular rat. Hello, Tifa, with 1 green up. Not gonna hold up Swarm Yard. And I'm gonna try to Fatal Push her. We're gonna see if they have something like Blossoming Defense or anything like that, because if they do, I actually want them to use it on this turn instead of my turn, since they oftentimes give a little power and toughness. Silk Guard! Oof! It's the one with a +1/+1 counter! I forgot this card existed. Okay, wow. Is that just... no land? Okay, Rat Colony. Rat Colony. Hey, Brad Michaels, welcome. Welcome to drinking coffee and playing rats. Yay! If they kill my rat, I get another rat. Which is what I've always wanted. More rats. Okay, Tifa is now a worm. And I would love her even if she were a worm. But I will also fear her because she is a worm. Worm that's currently dealing 40 damage. Oh, worm. GG Tifa. The Neutrinos, a rare breed of commander because it's actually a blink commander, a Boros blink commander, the only one to really exist. I will keep this hand. Dark Ritual, I think, is going to be a lot better on turn 2, so I can double rat. Well, actually, 1 Rat Colony, 1 Rat King. And I'll even get a trigger on Rat King. Nice. The Neutrinos are a really cool hybrid of aggro and blink. This is a card that is unlike anything else we have. It attacks in, and it gets to blink another creature. It can technically blink itself. Then the card comes into play tapped and attacking, which means that you get the enter the battlefields again. You get to have things stick around permanently if you warp them in, but you also get to trigger the Neutrino's other ability, which is Alliance, to get additional power. Yeah, Neutrinos I find to be a really cool commander. What if I played a rat? What if I played a rat? They trade with a Rat Colony? Nope, they'll kill the 1/1, which gives me another counter on Rat King. And a ++, yeah, and another rat. It replaces itself. They're bro elves. They're the Hot Rodders from Dimension X. I wrote down their names when I was recording my Neutrinos video. I wonder if this is my Neutrinos deck, actually. Their names are Dask, Kala, and Zack. Those are the 3 characters in the car. Kala being the one in the middle. Oh, rats! Fiona, thank you for the 88-month resub. Saying rats, 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 rats. Everybody! This is not a rat. However, it gives my rats menace. Get 'em, rats. You good rats, rats. You good rats. Teval, the Balanced Scale. Mills makes zombies and ramps. Well, it makes the zombies when it ramps, because it takes a land out of their graveyard, and a card leaving their graveyard causes them to make the zombies. It's good! It's a very strong commander, and it's a big dragon that flies. I don't know, I can push a Llanowar Elf for whatever they play. And then Rat Colony. Overgrown Tomb with fancy new Lorwyn art. Aww. My Fatal Push had the potential to kill Teval. Fine. I don't have that many 1-drops in the deck. Oh, the frog. I wish I could have Psychic Frog in this deck to discard my extra Rat Colonies. But no, Psychic Frog's in the wrong colors. Psychic Frog also gives them a way to trigger Teval by exiling cards from their graveyard to get flying. It's very good. Psychic Frog, I'll probably just be getting hit by. Oh, daytime, nighttime. Ooh. Something with a on hit draw card effect that could be fun in this deck is Elegy Acolyte. It makes robots, though. If it made rats, it would go in. Oh, hi, Grist. Are you gonna make 1/1s every turn that trade into my rat colonies? Are you gonna break my heart? Is that what this is? I think you're gonna break my heart. Verminister!
Rat. Go. Go, my rat.
One rat begets another. They be getting it. So Grist is terrifying because they can just sacrifice a creature to, well, kill one of mine. Rat tokens secured. Ah, yeah, and one rat colony in the graveyard. You think that these are just baller rat tokens? Because they're great. I like this rat token. It feels appropriately goofy. But also, like, it's a nice drawing of a rat, and it's in a sewer. And it's stanced up. Not enough rats are stanced up. It's a rat and it knows Kung Fu. Why can't that be me? Probably because I'm not a rat. Gemstone Caverns, are you playing Teval? Oh, hi, Scraps. Sweet little honey bunny. Attack Grist with Rat Token. Hey, Scraps. What are you yelling about? I'm always surprised when Rat King lives a turn. Rat dies, get a rat. If they target Verminister with removal, I can bring back the rat colony from my graveyard. At the cost of my commander. It's wild that that is a free instant speed ability. I know that it has, like, sacrifice 3 rats as the cost, but with Rat Colony, the fact that it says all of the same name, they're wilding on that. Hi, Scraps. Scraps, you already came up on the stream earlier. Do you want to be in the video? I have the desk in standing mode, so she can't jump in here. Yeah, you can put in cards like Mirror Box with Rat Colony decks. Did they not ramp? They didn't. Okay. Yeah. I'm making room. All right, here's the cat. This is my cat, Scrap. She likes to be a part of the video because when she's up here, she gets treats. They're minusing, sacrificing the bug to kill the Rat King. In response, I will target the rat in my graveyard, sacrifice the other rat colonies, and they will all return, well, except for the Rat King. They will all return tapped. I don't have my reanimate in hand. Cat stream 1. Scrap streams all the time. She's a professional. Isn't that true? Who's a professional? Ugh. Tamio. Did you like those, honey? Bring out the Rat King, because it is a rat. I'm considering using the cut down. They can make another zombie. We are the rats. Scraps McGee, cat detective, is sniffing out these rats. She says,
Ooh, rats.
sometimes she sees rats outside the apartment. That's not a joke. We have a lot of rats where I live. And she does look at them. She also likes to watch the hawks eat rats, which is fun. It's fun to see a big, majestic bird with a little tiny rat. Is there a way to give them trample in mono black? To give them all trample? Maybe. I can give them first strike, which I have a card that does that. You can give them lifelink off, was it Whip of Erebos? But I'm not... Yeah, I guess a Chroma's Monument. No, they had removal! Dang. That means I'm not going to be able to bring them back, and they probably will just outvalue, stabilize, and win at this point. That's one of those things where, like, they have repeatable removal here with Grist. I can't do anything about it. Why can't I cut you down? You're a 1/1 insect. They got lands in the graveyard now, between the fetch and that surveil they just put in there. Ooh, even a command tower. And I would say that's probably going to be a good game. Because I don't have an Chrona's Monument in this deck. Even if I did, I don't even know if it would help. GG. Firelord Azula will be making lots of mana when she attacks in, then doubling the spells you cast when she attacks in. This hand lets me cast rats, and nothing else. I will name Rat, and you will not be surprised. I'm unable to cast these two cards, but if I find a fetch land, I could actually kill Azula with Fatal Push. Part of why it's such a beautiful card. Behold my Rat Colony. Does Chronicle give trample? Oh, it does! I only remembered the first strike part. Probably because I've never been able to actually land it when playing this deck, or any other deck. It sure is a 6-mana artifact. Oh my god, look at this thing. Scraps, you're so cute. You love Magic the Gathering, don't you? Because it means I sit in front of the computer, and you get to watch the game.
She's like, yay, rats. I love the rats.
Scraps, is it true? Do you love the rats? Has Scraps always been a cat? As far as I know, she's always been a cat. But I don't know her history. We adopted her as an adult. We know that she was found abandoned. Oh, I should have used the 1 mana to animate this for 1 extra damage on Rat Colony. So true. 1 rat mana, please. Behold, a rat. Behold, another rat. Go, my rat. Want to trade? Oh, you would give up Crime Bird? The bird that does crime? Wait a minute. Thieving Haven. Is this my deck? Okay, the reason I'm asking that, this is a card that I randomly throw into decks. When I'm like, man, I don't know what I want to put in here. Even though there's more synergy cards, I will just straight up throw in a Thieving Haven. I should check my list and see if this Azula had it. I know the Crime Azula definitely did. Ooh, they can give her haste! They can give her haste, but they won't have that much extra mana. They'll have 3, 2 of which will be red. That's still enough to wipe out everything I got. Here's Azula! Hi, Azula. You scary. Please just have, like, card draw or something. No, no kill Rat King. If they go to kill Rat King, I'll sacrifice him into 2 rat colonies to bring back 3 rat colonies. Yeah, this is a great card. Okay, they are targeting again, so I want to make sure I get the second target as part of the sacrifices. Okay, they're going for the rat token, so I will sacrifice the rat token, Rat King, and rat colony to bring back the rat colonies. I have to discard. I'll drop Echoing Return. I have to discard. I'll drop Chronicle, because, I mean, but like, Amy, what if you got just like off the top? It'd be so cool. Okay, I got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 damage next turn. I am blocking. I'm a brave girl. It's not quite there, but it's pretty close. Got them to 2. We are the Reds. This is Azula. The way she oftentimes, like, just wins right away is by doubling her power, doubling her power, doubling her power, because you copy the doublers. They're doing the math. The rat math. The fruit of Tizerus looking tasty? Do you mean forbidden fruit gummy? If only we had forbidden fruit gummy here. Okay, Toxic Deluge for X equals 1. Yes, you did kill that. However, you just set yourself to 1 life, and we're having a revolt. Which is, like, disappear, but before this set. That's right. We're revolting. No, not that kind. Kind of that kind. Does it work? Does it go? Do we win? Fairy Mastermind. They trade with my land. And I am going to reanimate the Thieving Aven. I like one thing. It's crime. It's also harder to kill than, like, a Fairy Mastermind. Doesn't die to a bolt. Okay. Here she comes again. It's Azula. Hot stuff coming through. She's hitting. Is there anything they can double? There's nothing they can even cast. We go. 1 damage, and that's all it takes. GG, Azula. Dawn and Leo, problem solvers. Gives you a blink for an artifact and a blink for a creature, and that creature can also be an artifact. And that artifact could also be a creature. I've got, Rat Colonies, Swarmyard for Regeneration. They don't really destroy stuff in these colors. They exile them. I'm actually going to mulligan. All right, turn 1 Thoughtseize. Onto's Monument. I'll take it. Yeah, them bouncing my rat colonies would be tough. We'll see what they got. This is also a 4/6 with Vigilance. Okay, Wash Away, Kisses, Solitude, Signet. If I hit the Beza, they would need another white spell for Solitude, and I actually think Beza is going to be the best thing against me. It's an incredibly good catch-up card, especially against a go-wide aggro deck. I empty my hand, so they draw a card. I play a ton of creatures, so they would get 1/1s that then trade into the rats. They would gain life because I've been hitting them. They get all modes. Oops. Try not to spill scraps and treats anywhere. And by treats, I mean kibbles. She doesn't know that they're not actually treats. They're kibbles that are given to her one at a time. Check out my rat. Good rat. Signet, they're still holding up Wash Away. That's cool. I'm gonna go Bantu so I can triple spell next turn. Because I gotta land. Guys, you need help getting down? Yeah, I know we're in standing mode. And there we go. One good girl on the floor. Enduring Innocence. A pretty little sheep. Rat King, they can wash away. And I have the choice between triple rats or one more Rat King. I'm going triple rats. 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 Rats again! Swinging in. This comes back. It will draw them cards if little things enter play. That's not a little thing. It's a big thing. That's a thing that can block and exile. Rude. I'm not thinking I want to play this first, even though, but it's more damage. Gives a better target. Whatever. Rat King, go. Since they survive the damage, I actually don't know if they even block. Because that gives them the repeated exile. Oh, no, they're just going for Rat King. Okay. I kind of want to save this Bloodstained Mire for another turn. Ooh, but deck thinning. I don't feel like they'll be blocking or bouncing or any of those. Here come the Solving Problems. They can swing in for 3. Blanket. I'll thin my deck. And then exile another one of my Rat Colonies. Also, get themselves a fancy dancy blocker. This does not prevent what they are doing. I want to trigger really bad. Take 7. Suffer and die. Yeah, once they get to the point that, like, this is out, they're blinking this, I'd say they'd probably win. Oh, hey! 1 Jillian Jills. If they want to be cute, they could bounce this back into their hand and recast it. Okay. Verminister returns. Oh, somebody who's new to Commander asks, is the +2 when you're casting your commander from the command zone additive or just stay +2 forever? It's additive. So the first time that you cast it from the command zone, no extra. Second time, +2. Third time, +4. And it just keeps going up and up and up. All right, I should have held the land. Since I have a Spy Master's Vault. I want this to die. Put more rats in my graveyard. Yeah, I should have held the land. No. Ooh, they're blinking. Wait, at beginning of next end step, they're blinking. Okay. Bye, Jet Medallion. It returns. I can't really regenerate it. Behold a rat token! They swing in, I will block, I will regenerate my rat. It doesn't die, it returns, or it just kind of is tapped and is removed from combat. Ooh, offspringing to get extra copies of things. That's a cool piece of tech. If they had a creature in hand. Jill, you gonna bounce my rat? Dang. Rippin' peppies. I don't think there's anything in my deck that'd be able to stick with the various removal they have, so I'm gonna hit them with a good game. Use my rat on the stack, and we're out. GG. Leonardo, cutting edge. This is an Ajani's Pride mate that has lifelink and sneak, meaning he can get in just by returning a, say, cheap one-mana attacker, like her, in order to enter play. And since I go second, this thing's gonna start growing, and it's going to rapidly outpace my rats. Yeah, they're like, I don't need to sneak it in, because I will gain life off this. It's essentially the same. I can play a rat colony, or I could go for Jet Medallion for a triple rat next turn. I think rat colony this turn. And then Jet Medallion and a rat next turn. Because they could still go in with the princess here. And then Leonardo will go to 3. Oh, Leader's Talent. Whenever they attack, they're going to buff a creature. Also can gain them some more life. Let's see, remove counters to destroy artifacts. My artifacts! Leo is just Aerith but ninja. Yes. You're gonna go up to 5 power. I'll take a trade where I can get it. That will gain them 2 more life. Oh, only if they're at level 2. Yeah. Yikes. Actually, yeah, I like the idea of a chump blocker this turn, so I'm going to crack open Bloodstained Mire. So Rat King will make a little rat. Ta-da! Something I found in some of my rat decks is if I play Caramonics, sometimes I feel like I screw myself over because I fill my hand with too many rats. With Rat King, it's like there's no such thing as too many rats because if you discard the extras, you can reanimate them. Thank you, Rat King. I love you, Rat King. I knock Bondkin. That gives first strike. Ooh, and they lost Jite. They can stop me from blocking. They can untap lands. Or they could just make their creatures grow. This is also going to get trained this turn, so it will be a 2-3 at minimum. A 3-4. I feel like chump blocking. No, it's fine. I'm not dead yet. Yeah, this is like the more aggressive Aerith. Doesn't have the Legends synergy, but comes down fast, hits hard. Like the fact they went first, I'm not going to say it guarantees them victory, but it really helps. A Gathering Stone. Already got Medallion down. We're going to name Rat. No surprise there. Caramonics. See how many rat colonies I can hit on this. This is holding priority. It's asking, ooh, do you want to untap a land? Rats, 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 rats. Everybody! And I have 1 rat colony in my graveyard. Which these don't do much against the first strike anyway. So I'm going to swing in with 1/1 rat token. And to trigger Verminister, I'm going to sacrifice the rat token and the 2 rat colonies to get a bunch of tapped rat colonies. Yeah! And then another 1/1 rat that I can chump block with. Take my jacket off. Sweating doing all these rats.
Rat.
They can destroy the Jet Medallion using the Hopeful Initiate's ability. I don't know if they would, though. Look, I don't need to kill them. I got poison. They're giving Bond Kin the Jide. Gonna give it a +1/+1 counter. Then it also will have First Strike. Yeah, I have very, very many rat colonies to chump block with in the future. I think they're probably just trying to decide, like, is there a way I have lethal? If they can get rid of both blockers, then yes. This is technically able to move 1 blocker, but then you don't get the buff on this. I guess you get the buff by attacking with this. You could force me to block with Caramonics, but I can bring Caramonics back with Rat King. Is Ashcoat of the Shadow Swarm in this? Yes. So is Marrow-Gnar. Oh, Gnar. My 1/1 rat can't block. Staff of Completion lets them pay life to proliferate. Attack in, get a counter. Wait. Oh, if they had played this first and proliferated it, they would have had guaranteed lethal here. I'm forced to block. I'll prevent the most damage. Yeah, if you're wondering, like, what am I talking about? They could have proliferated the charge counter and made it so 2 things couldn't block. Tricky line, though. Tricky line. They can untap a land if they so choose. I'm at 3. Rats? How much damage can I get here? Oh, okay. So with these attackers, and 4 additional rats, these each would be at 10 power. It's not lethal. But I can still chump block and actually not even let them deal damage. Reanimate, and then I think I might have it on the backswing. GG. Michelangelo Weirdness to 11 is a Scales commander. +1/+1 counters. Marrow-Gnar! That's the first time I've seen you in these games! Marrow-Gnar essentially says everything is unblockable. Now, they are blockable by black and artifact creatures. I was about to say, and there are some artifact creatures that you can play with Scales. There's one of them right there. Hi, Iron Apprentice. When this dies, it moves its counters onto other things. So they might play Mikey and then attack with this to be like, okay, cool. Can I get 2 +1/+1 counters? Because this has the Hardened Scales text. I wouldn't block. However, I will attack. Mikey gets 2 +1/+1 counters, and I get a rat! Also, they have 1 less blocker, which that's the goal there. Try to force the damage through. And remember, that is the only thing that they have out that could block this. Once we have Marrow-Gnar out. I'll get to 5 mana, maybe. I don't know. I got a Nykthos. I only need, what, a dozen rats and 1 more land? Agatha's Soul Cauldron lets them exile creatures from graveyards to put +1/+1 counters. Which notably means they're able to stop my reanimation. Go, my rat. I'm just so sad because my rat colonies, they're not gonna get to live forever. Oh, look at you, Mikey. You're so big and scary. Ah. I wanted a +1/+1 counter on Verminister. Terra Symbiosis turns +1/+1 counters into card draw. I will say, Agatha's Soul Cauldron and the Ooze are both really important pieces of graveyard hate right now, and you should totally be running them. They still have a creature in the graveyard, which means they can get another +1/+1 counter onto Mikey. Which is why I'm not attacking with the rat colonies here. I'm just attacking with this rat to make this guy grow. I need 25 damage for my ferocious rats. Hangerback Walker. No, another artifact! It is a really good artifact for their deck, though. And instead of having to pay all that mana, they're just gonna choose to ooze. Nykthos almost able to get to Marrow-Gnar. Next turn might be it. And I am not attacking in here with these big, delicious rats, even though this is at most a 7/7. Because if this dies, they get more blockers. Verminister, administer the hurt. They get to draw again. This is once per turn.
Ritz.
But Nykthos, I do have enough now for Marrow-Gnar, and they have one potential blocker. And if they block one of you, and I play another rat colony. Okay, if I get a land, it's better. If I get a land, I think it's lethal. This gives one additional rat power. Oh no, it might still be lethal as it is. It kind of depends on if they have a way to like sacrifice this. Yeah, because this is a rat. This is a rat. We played a rat. These all get buffed. They prevent the most damage they can. And we'd still have 24, 25, however much this is damage. Paw Patch Recruit, guess what? You are not. You are not a black or artifact creature. Do you know fear? Verminister can attack? Yup. But now I can play a rat colony first. For more rats! Oh, rats. Get in there. It stunk to have to, like, not attack for so long. But we built up a rat colony army. Okay, I was attacking with a 1/1 so they would die. And bam! That's lethal. Fear the rats, for they have fear. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I'm so happy I got to have a Marrow-Gnar kill. I was hoping I'd get at least one from Chronicle of Victory, and I still have not managed to draw Ashcoat. Not a single time, which is a shame, because this card is awesome. When it attacks or blocks, it makes all of your rats huge. But that didn't happen. But I did get to do a lot of the instant speed reanimation with Rat King. I think that this card is crazy. And you could actually build it with a couple rat token generators. Think cards like Lord Skitter, Rat King himself, and just use him as a reanimation engine, playing Entomb and bringing out cards like, I don't know, Valgavoth, Arden, Grizzlebrand, the big, scary, black or colorless cards that you can just reanimate off his ability. But it feels like this is a card that was so intentionally built for Rat Colony. Or, I guess, like, the other any number of rats. But it's here for this. Relentless Rats, I think, is the other one. Rat Colony, with this card, feels like a match made in heaven, and it's just so good together. I had some pretty interesting games considering that this is a Rat Colony deck, and I was happy to see where I won, where I lost, and where the weak points of the deck were. I do think it would be fun to see a different version of this deck that isn't as Rat Colony focused and is instead just pure Reanimator, because Rat King fuels himself. He really does do it all, and it's on a 2-mana card. If you build this as a sacrifice Reanimate deck, you'll also have more ways to trigger Disappear, not just trying to force damage through. I use the fetch lands to help trigger it in my deck, but there's a lot of other ways that you can, make a card leave play. Ninjutsu works. You can just, bounce something into hand. Black doesn't do that much of it, but I feel like killing and reanimating is one of the easier ways to do it, like your Chthonian Nightmares and things like that. So it'd be cool to see another brew of this deck that has more variety of cards. What is nice about this deck is it's actually super budget friendly. These cards that I have in here are commons, and you only need to have 4 common wild cards before you have all of these. The fetch lands, while they do make the deck a lot better for Rat King, aren't necessary, but if you're building this in paper, it's the opposite of a budget deck, because each copy of Rat Colony since they revealed this card has spiked up to $9 or $10, which is ridiculous. So you get to, fulfill your Rat Colony needs by playing in an arena where it is one of the easiest cards to get a full collection of. 4 common wild cards. That's all that it takes. If you're looking to find my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you'd like to suggest a commander, this was a suggested commander, please let me know in the comments. I am open to new commanders, old commanders, updating commanders, all of it, because, well, there's a lot of cards that are great for the 99 and TMNT. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.